of employee. Who is it? It's Angel. What is their position? Cashier. How long have they worked for the company? 6 months. When and where did this occur? In the store. Mel's Discount. What methods of dishonesty have they engaged in? Merchandise theft. What is the estimated loss created by the employee according to your investigation? About $200. How were the dishonest acts completed? By stealing things without paying while others weren't looking. And what is the suspected motivation and why? He didn't seem to care so much about the job because he's always to himself and has a don't care attitude. Hi Angel, my name is Melissa and I work with our corporate asset protection team. We're going to have a conversation today about asset protection and what we do in our jobs. But before we do that, I want to get to know you better. You're Angel Chavez, correct?
Yes, I'm Angel Chavez.
And is your date of birth 9/11/1998?
September 11, 1998, yes.
And you currently live at 5450 Consul Avenue, right?
That is correct.
So how long have you worked at Mel's Discount?
I've worked there for about 6 months.
And what is your title?
I'm a cashier.
Well, it is nice to meet you, Angel. Like I said, my name is Melissa. I work for our asset protection team here at Mel's Discount. My job is to protect the company's assets. These assets include the building, the money, the goods we sell, even the fixtures. But the most important thing we protect are the people who work here. It's one of the things that makes me happiest about working for Mel's. Like many retailers, we get losses. I am sure you have heard the word shrink in our store. Shrink is simply the difference in what we have according to our books versus what we truly have in the store. There are lots of ways that we get shrink, but there are 3 common things that add to our shrink. External theft or shoplifters create shrink for the store, and I think most people understand that. When a customer comes in and takes something that doesn't belong to them, it is going to create shrink. We also get shrink from our employees or internal theft. For example, an employee can take money, take merchandise, or we can have employees at our warehouses who take large boxes that are to be shipped to the store. And we also get shrink from procedural errors, where someone causes an unintentional loss, like marking something out of stock incorrectly. It creates a loss, but the employee didn't mean to do it. There are a lot of ways that we get shrink. So, when we realize that we have losses occurring, we have to try to understand it and resolve it. There are many ways that we investigate losses. Sometimes we realize we have a problem from our anonymous call center and have to investigate it. Or sometimes things show up on reports that uncover suspicious activity, like when someone has many more voids than the other cashier. And sometimes we see signs of dishonesty that an employee or customer gives off when they do something that they're not supposed to do, like watching their surroundings. Once we realize there may be an issue, we have lots of tools to look and see exactly what is happening. We have the ability to look out of 2-way mirrors located at the top of the walls, placed around the store to keep an eye on the sales floor. Sometimes we can bring in someone from outside the store to help us understand what the problem may be. I think most people are aware of cameras and CCTV in today's world. I'm sure you have seen the little black domes placed throughout the store. They record 24/7. While some people may try to avoid them, they see really good and can be moved and zoomed in. We also have the ability to use what are called pinhole cameras with lenses the size of a little pin that we can place in the store that are mostly unobservable from the human eye. Many people stand right under them and do something wrong without ever knowing they are being watched. I've seen customers conceal items using their baby strollers, employees use detachers or to remove tags on clothes so they can't take them, and people vandalizing our fixtures. Once we know something is happening, we can match up schedules to the video and to get a much better picture of what is taking place. We have lots of tools to help us resolve these issues. For our investigations, we can learn a lot of information. We come to know who is involved, where things are actually happening within the store, and when and how often it happens. We can see how they are able to do these things, but the one thing that an investigation usually cannot tell us, which often is the most important thing, is why it's happening. I know from all my years of doing that there are many reasons why these things can happen. Sometimes people just act impulsively. They do something without thinking about what it is that they are actually doing. Sometimes it is a matter of opportunity. It is easy and doesn't seem that big of a deal. Sometimes we are pressured into doing something that we normally just wouldn't do. This happens a lot with teenagers. They get together and want to have some fun. One of them urges another to like take something that doesn't belong to them. Sometimes it is because there are financial pressures. They may be in a bind financially and need to take care of themselves. It's not something they would normally do, but due to the circumstances, they end up doing it. These things can happen without that ever being our intention, and I think that is really why we are here today. Angel, you seem like a good guy. You've been very responsive in the process, but there is something I want you to understand. Sometimes people get hired and they're there solely so they can harm the company from day one. They get hired and they immediately start taking goods and money. You didn't start taking these things on your first day. Something happened along the way that made you do something that you normally wouldn't do. This is what we are trying to understand. You didn't get hired with the intention of taking things and that don't belong to you from the day you were hired, did you?
Yeah, no, definitely. That wasn't my intention from the very get-go.
I didn't think so. So tell me about the most recent time that you took something without permission.
I think I stole a Red Bull earlier this week.
So you didn't take $1 million worth of merchandise, did you? So how much would you say you did take throughout the 6 months you've been here?
Probably like $200-$300.
Well, I appreciate your cooperation, Angel. It helped a lot. I'm just going to ask a few more questions to get more into detail. So specifically, what did you take that you recall throughout your 6 months working here?
Basically things for like day to day, just like Red Bulls, my lunches, and say I need a deodorant or something, I just picked it up from the store.
Okay, so you basically took things that were more convenient for yourself, things that you needed. And how exactly did you take these things for the majority of the part?
I'd basically just take it off the shelf and start consuming it. Unless I was going to take it home, then I would just either put it in my pocket or my backpack or take it to the break room and set it down and wait for everyone to not be looking and then just put it there.
Okay, and my last question for you, Angel, is why did you take these things?
I stopped caring about the job after the new manager came and just no longer cared about my job.
So it was something about the new manager. What exactly was the problem with the new manager?
Just didn't treat us as well as the last one did, and just didn't feel appreciated, and like really she brought the morale of everyone down, so just stopped caring.
Okay, and lastly, I just want to ask if you know any other employees who have been dishonest with the company, and if you'd mind sharing that. Totally confidential.
Hell no, snitches get stitches, cuz. I don't even know what you think this is. Fucking all day, you know what I mean?
Okay, well, there's no pressure here. How about I just give you a blank paper with the employees' names and just highlight the names that come to mind that you know of, and you don't have to say what they did or anything, just highlight the names.
It goes against my moral code to do that, but if it means keeping my job, then I guess I will.
Alright, thank you, Angel, for your cooperation. Now, would you mind writing a statement of confession in your own words, noting that it was voluntarily written and you were promised nothing in return? That would be great and help us out a lot. And we'll both sign it once you're done.
Yeah, okay, I can do that. No problem, even if snitches get stitches.
Alright, thank you for your time, Angel. We'll be taking your statement here shortly, and I hope you have a good day.